My name is Elite and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to teach you 14 simple tricks that you can use to become a fluent English speaker. These techniques have worked for many of my students, and if you do what I tell you in this video, I guarantee that you will become more fluent in English. So, if you're ready, let's begin. The first trick is: learn what it means to be fluent in English. You know you want to be fluent in English, but what does that mean? Fluency has two parts: knowing language and knowing how to produce it. Fluency means you can use English comfortably. You can communicate freely and have conversations with native speakers without constantly asking for help. On the other hand, being fluent does not mean that you speak English fluently. To speak English fluently, you need to master the language and the way you speak it. The tips below will help you master your speaking skills so that you can speak English fluently and do it well. Don't forget how important fluency is. The next trick is: set specific goals. Fluency is a very high level that takes a long time to achieve, so speaking fluently can be a very vague goal. Having such large, undefined goals is not helpful in planning your studies. Good goals should be specific and achievable. When setting goals, you should specify exactly what you want to learn and how long you want to spend learning it. Here are some examples of good goals. Learn 30 new English words in 30 days. Talk to a native English speaker this week. Learn to conjugate 5 irregular verbs before the next tutorial. Make sure you set goals that are reasonable and challenging enough to motivate you. Want to achieve your goals without putting pressure on yourself. The next trick is: figure out your weak spots. You may find certain parts of the English language particularly difficult for you. These weaknesses can be anything: the use of grammar, pronunciation, sentence formation, etc. It's important to know what it is so you can focus on improving it. The next trick is: dive into the deep end. 1 hour a week of studying English is usually not enough to make real progress. The best way to improve your English quickly is to spend at least a few minutes a day practicing. In addition to constantly learning English from books or lessons, there are many fun and creative ways you can immerse yourself. You can switch your phone settings to English. You can start watching and listening to English language movies and songs. Keep an English diary or volunteer wherever English is needed. The next trick is: remember that the answer is in the question. When someone asks you a question in English, listen carefully and you will answer it perfectly every time. English questions like mirrors. If someone asks you a question and you don't know how to answer it, think about the words used in the question first. The person said most of what you want to answer. The next trick is: use it or lose it. There is a saying in the English language: use it or lose it, which means that if you do not exercise an ability, you may forget it. This idea can be used to help you remember new English vocabulary. The next trick is: learn and study phrases. The best way to remember a new word is to use it right away so that it stays in your memory. When you learn a new word, try saying it in sentences a few times over the next week, and you will be less likely to forget it. Sometimes, you may learn a word or phrase that may not be useful to you right away. It's okay not to focus on memorizing these words right away, especially if there are other, more important things to learn. The next trick is: don't study grammar too much. The key to learning a language is to find a balance between learning and practice. Being fluent in English doesn't mean knowing perfect English grammar. Even native English speakers make grammatical errors. Fluency is the ability to communicate. This is why sometimes it's important to put your grammar books aside so you can get outside and practice your writing, reading, listening and speaking skills in the real world. While training, you can learn a lot of grammar in the process. The next trick is, use what you know best. As you write and speak your own sentences, focus on using the words you already know. You may want to use harder and more advanced English words to sound more fluent, but you must stay true to your skill level and continue to practice what you already know. Make sure you are comfortable with the English you use, not just because you want to try new, unfamiliar words. Doing so may result in him saying incorrect or strange things. The next tip is, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Sometimes, it can be difficult to put all these rules and words into one simple sentence. Don't let the fear of saying the wrong thing stop you from speaking. Even if you think you made a mistake, keep talking. Most of the time, even if you get it wrong, people will understand what you're trying to say. The next trick is, learn from everyone. You don't have to learn English only from textbooks and teachers. Anyone who speaks English can help you practice. If you know anyone who speaks English, be it a friend or a colleague, take this opportunity to practice and learn from them. Also, be sure to ask any specific questions you have and be open to feedback. The next trick is, share your opinions online. To really learn spoken English, you have to learn how to express yourself in English. Even if you have thoughts for the conversation, it can be hard to know how to express them in your own words. You can practice this by participating in online conversations, posting on social media, commenting on an article, or writing a review are great ways to do this. The next trick is, learn some English slang. While you should focus on learning standard English, it can be helpful to know slang English words and phrases so you can stay informed and understand English speaking. Slang is always around, especially online, so you really can't avoid seeing it. Knowing slang, idioms, and other informal expressions can improve your true English fluency because it allows you to keep up with the kinds of conversations that are happening today. The last trick is, review and test yourself often. Reviewing what you've learned is just as important as what you've already learned. Without proper revision, you can easily forget a lot of previously studied material. This can slow down your fluency considerably, as advanced English is constantly built on basic and simpler concepts. That's why you have to test your skills often. You can review your studies in many different ways. You can take your vocabulary test, practice translation or quick training with a speaking partner. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up by hitting the like button. If you are new to my channel, make sure to subscribe by clicking the subscribe button to get my latest lessons right here on YouTube. Happy learning and I will see you in another lesson soon.